Hello everyone, my name is Eve. Thank you so much for joining me here today on my YouTube channel. If the messages I put out resonate with you, or you simply enjoy them, you look at them as something positive and fun, and there is something you can take away with you, I really invite you to leave me comments, let me know about your journey, and most importantly, don't forget to like this video. And subscribe as well if you feel called to do so. I post approximately 2, every once in a while only 1 YouTube a month. If you want to catch my more recent videos, please check out my Instagram where I post usually at least 1 a week, but they are shorter than my YouTubes, and that information will be below. As we are entering here the year of the triple goddess 222, and Venus is retrograde, Mercury's in the shadow of going retrograde, all in Capricorn here. Capricorn is about building the foundations for what we really want. It's a very strong foundational earth-bound energy. It's about being organized, planning, setting goals, knowing the steps that we have to take, being committed, being diligent, persevering, and not giving up. And I'm going to look at it through the framework or the lens of Venus, the goddess of love, because Venus is rebirthing and reinventing herself 3 times through Pluto. And Mercury is doing exactly the same thing. But Mercury's different. It's bringing in more messages of communication and thought forms and us getting clear on what it is we really do want and making sure that the stories or the thought forms that we have that come into our mind all the time, that those thought forms and stories are actually in alignment with what we want to create. So we're all going to have a job here right now. We're right now in the shadow of Mercury. Venus is very heavy into the retrograde, incredibly transformative energy. By the time we complete the cycle that we're in, that will be March 5th, will be the completion here. We will have gone through exactly 13 conjunctions in Capricorn. That is enormous. Now, I know on a previous video I said it was 9, and I was looking at this the other day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's even more than I realized going in. Well, 13 in ancient scriptures and spiritual pathways is considered the number of the angel and of heaven. Think about this, the 12 disciples in Christ was number 13. The 12 knights of the Round Table in King Arthur was the 13th. There's something very metaphysical about the number 13. It is also the number of the sacred divine goddess. And here we are in the year of the triple goddess. Something very profound then is coming in around our love life. Why? Because we're entering this year with both Mercury and Venus at the forefront. And that means our thought forms, how we express ourselves, communication, and all around our love life and relationships and how we build them is what is transforming here. Understanding that the platform is Capricorn. We've got to build a solid foundation for it, whether it's across the field of communication or whether it's across the field of all of the significant relationships in our lives. But today in this video, I'm focusing on love. So it doesn't matter if you're single, if you're casually dating or in a significant partnership or married. You will find, hopefully, something in these messages for you. Now, I'm going to handle this in different formats here, okay? But before I do that, I want to give you these very significant dates of when some of these conjunctions are occurring, because the dates I'm going to give you are very specific for new beginnings in your romantic love life and auguring in new energy around your love life. We already had 2 dates come in. That was December 11th and December 25th, which was Christmas Day. We also had a giant portal of energy that we're still in right now as I'm doing this video that started here on the 29th, 30th, 31st through the 2nd of January. So 3 new beginning energies already. Now in terms of love though, what we really want to see is the Venus-Sun conjunction, the Sun-Mercury conjunction, and then the Venus-Mars conjunctions. So I'm going to give you those dates. For Venus and the Sun, it's the 8th of January. For Mercury and the Sun, it's January 23rd. And we're going to have 2 Venus-Mars conjunctions, February 16th and March 3rd. So all of those dates are wonderful for our love life, for really creating new pathways, breathing in new energy into our love life. And the other date is this super new moon, here on January 2nd. So just remember, for January, the 2nd, all the way through the 8th and the 9th, going into the full moon, which I believe is the 13th. No, it's going to be around the 15th of January. So let's say from January 2nd to around January 15th up to the 23rd, there's very big energy for creating new energies in our love life and in our romantic life. But it has to require us getting very clear on what it is we want. And then with the Venus-Mars conjunctions right around Valentine's Day and the last one on March 3rd, those will be the last 2 beautiful energies coming in for bringing in this phenomenal. I cannot say how powerful this is to have. The very last one will be on March 3rd, and Venus and Mars will conjunct at 0 degrees of Aquarius. A conjunction at 0 degrees of any sign is a very, very big new beginning. And in the Tarot, it resonates very strongly with 2 cards, the Fool and the Star card. So the beginning of our dreams and our new dreams coming into fruition. So what I'm going to suggest right now as we start to look at the messages through the piles is please do not attach yourself to a timing. The windows I gave you are when these energies are coming in to form these new energetic patterns that are awakening deeper love or deeper heart energy in our life. It doesn't mean our romantic life is going to change on one of those dates. Doesn't mean that it isn't. But just know that once we complete this entire cycle on March 3rd, that the foundation for union, for divine counterparts in union and sacred true love has been completely, totally set. So take all of January and February with each one of these astrological conjunctions or alignments as setting a very strong giant marble stone to create the foundation for this true love, regardless of when it comes in. Now for these 4 piles, I'm going to let you know what they are in case you want to do it the old-fashioned way and pick one pile, but that's not how I'm going to read it today. I'm going to read it as 2 things. A story, where these are all 4 different messages that we can apply anywhere we want in our life, and maybe all of the 4 messages will apply to us, maybe only 1 or 2 will. I'm also going to read it as an evolution, that we start with 1 and then we go to 2, 3, and 4. And the last thing I'm going to say about this is if you do want to pick a pile, I'll have the timestamps below, is I really invite you on this journey of love, because that's what this is. We are really opening our hearts to a much higher, more profound, beautiful level, reaching towards unconditional love here. That's what this is about ultimately. I called on the goddesses And we're going to have 4 goddesses here. One begins each pile, and each message is what I'm going to call it. I invite you, in fact, I even ask you to work with the goddess energy that most resonates for you. Call them in to work with you on your love life, because that is why they're here today. I ask them to come in to be our guide in our romantic life at this time. So for the first messages, I have this beautiful pink Rubellite. I wanted all heart stones. For the second one, I have this little green Aventurine. For the third, I have this pink watermelon Tourmaline. And for the fourth, I have green Moldavite. So let's start with the messages or the story from the first pile, the Rubellite. And what goddess is guiding us on our journey of deeper love in our life? We have the goddess Freya. She is the Nordic goddess, and her message is to be bold, unleash your adventurous side, take risks, and be daring. She is the Nordic goddess that rules Friday, and Friday is ruled by Venus, the energy of Venus. So right away, the very first goddess to come in here, to open up this doorway into new love and greater and higher love, is one of the goddesses that rules the Venus energy, Freya. And she's asking you to jump in, be adventuresome. It's not a time to stay in your comfort zone right now. Instead, it's a time to get out, celebrate your life. She's a Nordic goddess of fertility, of courage, of playfulness and celebration. She's a very, very expressive goddess, and she's often depicted on her chariot flying through the clouds towards Valhalla, which is their heaven in the Nordic mythology, with, it's not horses that are on the reins, it's giant cats. And that is fertility. The cat medicine is divine, sacred, feminine. It's also very highly intuitive, and it's a symbolism of fertility. So she's inviting us here to be bold in our love lives right now. But more than anything, Freya is also telling us that we need to be who we are. We need to be transparent. We need to be visible. And it's not time to stay at home in your comfort zone. It's time instead to get out and participate in the world. Have fun, be playful, go after the things that make you smile and make you happy, because she is also one of the goddesses of joy. There we go. So Freya then is giving us some extra counsel on the tools that she wants us to use on this journey. Freya also brings in new beginnings, by the way. There we go. We've got the goddess energy right away. Allow the strength of your inner goddess to shine. You have the power to change the situation or any situation. So right now what she's telling you is it's time to embody your sacred feminine, your inner goddess, and it's time to let her shine and to let you know that you have the power. Freya, be bold. If there's any situation in your life that's related to romance or relationship, you have the power to change it, to bring in a different outcome, or to leave it if that is the guidance you want to do. If that is the guidance that you feel like you need to take right now. Let the essence of your light dance as you nurture your feminine strength. So we have the messages of shine, power, feminine strength, and allowing your light to shine. What I'm getting right away here with the messages in the first pile is it's time to be the sunlight, to be the starlight, to let who we are. Wow. That flower just jumped out pointing towards this. Okay. There's something going on as I was getting ready for this video today. There was a lot of movement in my living room, so we're just going to go with it. The divine goddess is here making her presence really known. And the other message she has for us here is to follow our dreams. There we have it, the stars and the moon, right? So this is about this new moon energy. I love it. Embrace your dreams. Notice the subliminal messages that you have been receiving. They're going to guide you along your path of discovery. So she's asking you to be bold, shine your light, empower yourself, leave any situations that are not healthy for you or seek to change them, and really follow your dreams, but also listen to the messages that have been coming in through your dreams. And her other message here is that she's trying to reach you through your dream world. And this is going to bring you into a greater sense of self-discovery. She's guiding you along your path of discovery. Now let's get some extra messages from the whispers of love. So in terms of our love life, what are we being asked to do? To know that love makes the difference, that love can help heal past hurts, and it provides us a sense of security, self-worth, and importance. So this is asking you to really focus on love, that it is love that actually can make a difference in any situation. So if you are faced with a situation that you know you need to change, she's telling you you have the power to change it, and your tool is love. And love can help you heal any past hurts that might be present right now in a current relationship. And she's asking you to use that love, stand in your power, stand in your self-worth, and that is what's going to assure a happy outcome here. If there are challenges, it is important that you allow your heart to remain open. Trust in love, because then everything else will fall into place. So again, what you're being asked to do here with this first message is to trust in your journey, trust in taking this risk, trust in love, and whatever challenges there are, if you're following your own inner star, your guidance from your dreams, your intuition, if that relationship is meant to transform, or that situationship, it will. And if it is not meant to, then it will leave you. So let's continue with the messages from the romance angels. Now that's an interesting one, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. But what this is also suggesting is it's time to get to know each other on a deeper level. That if you've just been casually dating someone, or you've been married to them, or in the relationship for a while, but you've each kind of disconnected a bit and you're doing your own thing, it's time to come back in and spend more intimate, one-on-one quality time with one another, because we all grow and evolve all the time. At least that's what we're meant to do. And just because we're in a marriage or a relationship that's been going on for a long time doesn't mean we're the same people that entered that marriage or that relationship. So it's time to spend with one another, to get to know each other again. And then for those of you dating, or just casually dating, or single, and you're out and about in the world, it's telling you to get to know someone slowly. Yes, be bold, take the time, but you want to build quality here. None of this is about jumping in right away. It's about building quality connection and really sharing your innermost selves. What does that mean? Each of you needs to be very transparent with one another. And so the final messages from the tarot are the Wheel of Fortune. So something in your love life is getting ready to transform. This is about destiny too. The Wheel of Fortune is your destiny. Something is destined in your love life. And if you're with a current partner, it's telling you that this is a very significant current partner. And so you want to make sure you're giving this partnership the correct time to grow and transform. Okay? But you've got to stand in your power. This has to be an equal partnership is what I'm getting. And for those of you that are single, or you've been wondering if when love is actually going to find you, the Wheel of Fortune is telling you your luck is about to change. Yep, we have the Eight of Staves or the Eight of Wands. Something is coming into your love life very, very quickly. Pay attention to the eights. And what did I say about January 8th? The Sun-Venus conjunction. That might be a very significant date. But something is coming, and it's coming soon, whether it's the 8th of January, it's in 8 days, maybe it's the 8th day of any one of these months, or it could be the 8th month, which is August. However, for the wands, I wouldn't go so far as to say August. I would say it's something faster than that, because the Eight of Wands is telling you that something is coming in now, okay? This is not a period of waiting, okay? Something's transforming. And lastly, you have the Three of Cups. This is a time of celebration. Being with like-minded individuals, being with your soul family, celebrating your life, spending time with friends. But it can also be about meeting someone at a marriage or a celebration. So the messages in pile one are telling us that if you are in a significant relationship right now, maybe you're going to get engaged, maybe you're getting married this year of 2022, or maybe your love life is going to the next level. But regardless, it's time to celebrate your love life and your relationship. And for those of you that are single or casually dating, I would say maybe you're going to meet someone at a celebratory event, or when you're spending time with friends, or maybe you're at a wedding. But the key here is that you're having fun. What did I say? You're celebrating your life. I love those messages so far. Now, if we're going to read this as a story or an evolution, this could be how we start 2022. We start it right there. Being bold, taking risks, being who we are, being transparent, spending time with friends and loved ones, celebrating our life, expressing ourselves better or more forwardly. And then for pile number 2, or the continuation of the story, let's see what other messages we have here. We have the beautiful goddess, the butterfly maiden. She's a Hopi Indian spirit. She's the spirit of the butterfly, of transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. Now, this beautiful spirit of transformation, she's asking you to be like the butterfly, to emerge from your cocoon, that if you've been stuck in any part of your life, it's time for you to get unstuck. So what did we have with Freya? Be daring, be bold, right? Take risks, leave your comfort zone. And we're getting a little bit of a similar message here. She's telling you that great transformation awaits you when you're willing to leave your cocoon. So the key on your romantic journey is you cannot stay in a stuck pattern. You cannot stay in the old patterns. You've got to change something up here. Something has got to shift. And so that call on the butterfly maiden then to help you with that shift. She's also telling you that great change is around the corner and is awaiting you. It's requiring, though, that you release something in your life, that you release the outmoded habits, situations, people that are no longer serving the new you or the new butterfly that is coming out here. But she's also asking you to be very gentle with your emergence, okay? Take time, do it gently, slowly, softly, but please know great change awaits you. What you are releasing is nearly not as beautiful as what is awaiting you. So the old is a smaller platform than the new one. And this is a guarantee of that, because so many of us, we don't let go of things. We get set into patterns that we get very comfortable with, but they also can limit us, and we don't realize that what's wanting to find us is so much bigger than what we're leaving behind. But when we get comfortable, we're afraid of the unknown. We're afraid that we don't know what it's going to look like. But always know that if you take that bold step with Freya in pile number 1, and you emerge as this beautiful butterfly, you're going to have a field of a lot of beautiful other butterflies to fly with. So the other message from the butterfly maiden is your soul family is with you in 2022. You're meeting them. You're coming into contact with all of the beautiful souls that are on this journey with you right now, that are meant to emerge and transform with you, that are meant to ascend with you. So let's look at the extra guidance she wants to give us here. Warrior. It's time to be the warrior. Have the strength to fight the good fight. Stand your ground and believe in the power of the truth. The warrior is strong within you. So she's telling you, you have the strength to make a stand on your behalf. You have the strength to fight the good fight. And the good fight means fighting for yourself, for your truth, for what you believe in, for what you know is right for you. You need to stand your ground. Stand in your own power. This is a card of absolute self-empowerment. The warrior energy is strong within you. So the butterfly maiden is also telling you to bring out your warrior energy, that there is nothing that you cannot take on right now. You are incredibly strong. You are stronger than you know. That's the message I'm getting here. It's a little bit different than pile 1. Look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. So she's telling us here that the releasing of the old is releasing relationships the way we used to do them. And maybe how we used to do them did work for us, but they're not working for us anymore. It's time to let go of whatever pattern we may have in all of our relationships. And even though this video is specifically geared towards romantic ones, I'm being told we need to practice this in all of our relationships. And one of the best places to do it in is with family and friends. Because if we can practice that there, it's going to help us be that warrioress and know what we want in our love life. And that was the lesson I've had to learn in the last couple of months. Look at your pattern in relationships. Take time to look at the pattern in terms of what drives you to attract certain people into your life in the first place. You'll then find that the next person you meet will have very similar qualities to your last partner, as this is what you are energetically attracting. So if your patterns in relationships as a whole tends to follow a certain way, then it's time for you to really look at that. If, however, we're talking more about romance, and you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, every one of these relationships had something very similar or in common, then it means that you had something to learn. You never ever enter a relationship and don't get anything from it, okay? So let me clarify that. All relationships are here as a learning experience, for whatever that learning experience is. But now it's time for you to release it, that you've learned this experience, and it's time to let it go and create something new. Once you've learned the lesson, you will be able to attract a healthier outcome, a different relationship into your life. Very, very interesting messages. So let's see what the romance angels have to say. It's worth waiting for. Okay. So for pile number 2, if there were some of you that specifically did feel called to pick this one only, there's something about divine timing. And it's also telling you to be patient, because remember, you're the butterfly. You're emerging from a cocoon. You are working very diligently to resolve your patterns and relationships, and more than anything, to at least recognize what those patterns are, because we can't resolve them and change them until we have an awareness of what they are in the first place. So please understand that patience is required here, but what I'm getting more than anything is you're being divinely guided, that the divine is helping you in your love life right now. So your timing for love could be next week. It's not, oh my gosh, it's weeks and months or a year from now, though for some of you it could be. But this is more than anything here to let you know that the universe has your back in love, and that there's divine timing at work here. And what they do want you to work on doing is letting go of control, okay? Allow things to unfold naturally. Don't try to strangle how this happens, okay? And I'm laughing because I have a tendency to control, okay? I'm going to say that right now. I want it this way, you know. No, love does not work that way. Love finds us when we least expect it, and it even finds us when we really do expect it. But when it does come in, even when we do expect it, it does so in a way that will still surprise us. So we have to practice here being in the flow, being fluid like water, flowing naturally with things. What I'm also getting here, though, is that maybe your pattern in romance has been a pattern of control, where either you are always trying to control things, or your partner is, or the situation is, or you like being in a partnership where there's control. Because why? There's a comfort zone. You know what's coming, they know what's coming, but you're not emerging then. You're not transforming. And so I'm going to invite you here to look at your patterns of control in love, and also look at your patterns of timing, because the two messages we have are control and timing. Do you try to control the timing of things? If it doesn't come in this week, do you say, forget it, then I don't want it? It's about you looking at, again, what are your patterns? So we're going to use this as an evolution, okay? Pile 1 was telling us it's time to jump into something new, to take a bold leap, to take a risk in your life, to become an adventurer. And to do that, you're going to have to transform something. You're going to have to dive into some of your patterns and remove the things that you know are keeping you stuck. Remember, what is awaiting you far outweighs what you are leaving behind. Now let's look at the final messages from the tarot. Well, there we go. We have the Tower. The Tower has to fall, doesn't it? Something has to crumble. We have to release. The Tower is a card of challenges. So many challenges that the Tower crumbled. But the Tower is a great major arcana in the tarot, because it's telling you that that Tower moment is what is going to bring you this new love. Absolutely. And you've got to let the Tower fall. Stop trying to control how it happens. Let it fall. Because that Tower will come and it will fall quickly, and something new is going to come behind it. Oh, yes, it is. Because it's followed by the Three of Staves. Movement. The waiting time is reaching an end. The Three of Wands is about, it's usually about a period of waiting, but I'm getting this time, it's about the waiting is over. What you want is coming. It's on its way to you now, or it soon will be. But it requires the Tower to fall, because I got the Tower card first. So once the Tower falls, or is falling, or has fallen, movement is coming in very quickly, and something is coming to you, I believe, from afar. Usually when we're looking at the Three of Wands, the Six of Wands, even the Eight of Wands, it can be about messages coming to us, people coming to us, things coming to us from a distance. It can be a physical distance, but it can also be an emotional distance where someone who completely shut you out is now not shutting you out because they had a tower moment, you had a tower moment, or you both did. This is a very, very significant message. And then the last one is the Judgment. You get a second chance in love. So this could be an old love returning. This could be a reconciliation. It could be a peaceful resolution. But it can be love returning to you. It could be in pile number 2 here that I might be speaking more with those of you that have either been in separation or you're trying to get out of a relationship that's not serving you to move towards one that is, or you've gone through a lot of challenges in your current partnership and you really want new love to come here. And that to me is telling you you get a second chance in your love life, regardless of your current romantic situation. You are getting a renewal. Are you ready for it? The butterfly maiden is asking you to embody your warrior spirit, let go of trying to control this, be open to the timing, and just be open to this renewal. But in the process, remove whatever is keeping you stuck from allowing this new love, this reconciliation, this renewal to occur. That's the message. All righty, let's look at pile number 3. So far, these messages are getting intense. I like it though, because this is the year of true love. I'm telling you, it really is. And we have to be ready. We're on a mission here. So for pile number 3, or messages, we're going to call it messages number 3, the pink watermelon tourmaline. What beautiful goddess is guiding us? We have Guinevere. Well, I'm so glad she came, because this is about true love, this video. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Do you know she was a divine goddess of the earth way before the legend of King Arthur, Guinevere, and Lancelot? I think her name was Guinevere, and she was called the White One. She was a very beautiful, strong goddess of fertility, and she was always surrounded by white, seeing with white flowers. She helped transport those through the afterlife from the earth into heaven. She was called the White One. And for King Arthur to claim his throne in his kingdom, to become the king that this world needed, he had to have a divine union with Guinevere, and she then became Guinevere. So he had a divine union with her. The masculine, divine masculine, had a divine union with the divine feminine. That's what actually Guinevere represents, true love. So we are now evolving to pile 3, where true love is coming in now. Because we were bold, we took a risk, we looked at our relationship patterns, we dealt with the whole idea of patience and waiting and timing and control, and now we're here. Great love is on its way to us, either in the form of a new love, or it's in the form of something rebirthing itself in our current love life, with someone new, someone coming back from the past. It does not matter, but this is true love that the cosmos wants to deliver to you. This can also mean that you've been longing for this for a long time, and that you've been working very diligently on building that true love for yourself, because that's the key on this journey. You must first become what you want to attract. And what is the guidance? Spirit. Spirit is the true essence that allows you to connect to all that is. So you're calling in a divine counterpart, a spiritual connection. Breathe in the light of divinity and allow it to be absorbed into your very soul. You're bringing in a very strong soul connection. That's message number 3. Now that's a beautiful evolution from 1 to 2 to 3. However, there may be some of you that chose only pile 3, and that means that you've already arrived here. You've arrived to the time for true love, a divine spiritual union. And I love this card because it almost looks as if this union is coming from God, Goddess. It's coming from the higher realms to you. But it's also about your divine union with your soul. Your soul essence is living through your human beingness. Now, what is the messages here from the Whispers of Love, the guidance for us to use right now? Be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. So the guidance for us now is to recognize that all that has come before us is our experiences, that the past has molded us and prepared us for what is coming now. That all of that waiting that we saw in the messages in pile number 2 is actually bringing this in. This is a cosmic connection, but it's also asking us to let go of the past, to be only in the present now, moving into the future. And that what we want to build it in the present with another. We're building a future together with another. So let me read from this book because this is such a beautiful, beautiful message. Make sure you aren't dwelling on things that have passed and no longer exist. Everyone has a past that has helped to shape who they are. This history cannot be erased, and nor should it, but it should be brought in to our library, right? Our own personal Akashic records is filled with the books of all of the lives and pathways we have lived. Every one of those books is important to who we have become and to who we are becoming. Accept the past and look forward to a future. Set goals, dream big, and create together. By doing this, you will eliminate anything from the past revisiting you. So it's about having goals with others to help you be focused on the present. But that's a card of dreaming big and knowing that what is truly meant for you is coming. It's going to come to you any moment. Could come to you right now in the present or soon in the near future. Oh my goodness, and from the romance angels, what is coming to you? I love it. It's new love. It's new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Now, new love has 3 messages. First and foremost, it's new love for yourself and your path and your journey. It's new love, literally a new person already in your world, and you may be aware of them or you may not be. And it can be a new person coming who you have not met. But the last message would be, it could be new love coming into a current relationship. But new love is the key word here. Now let's complete here with the messages from the Tarot. What's the last guidance the Tarot has for us? The 6 of Cups. Yeah, that's beautiful. This is a card of memories, childhood, but it's positive memories, remembering the times of playfulness and when you had fun. It's about bringing in or bringing back to life your inner child and having playfulness, okay? But it can also be about someone returning to your life from childhood or someone you haven't seen in a very long time. This is the 6 of Cups is one of the cards in the Tarot of reconciliation and a great love returning from the past. But when they come back, it's going to come back as a new love. Why? Because you've both changed a lot, right? But the 6 of Cups can also mean that you're creating a beautiful family with the current person you're with, or you're creating that family in the very near future with them. I love the 6 of Cups. Oh my gosh, and it's followed by the Fool. Wow. Absolutely, that's new love. This is a new journey of love, a new journey in love. And it's reaching for the stars. This is a soul connection. This is true love. And you're both going on a brand new journey of true love together. So the Fool is asking you to take that leap of faith, that something beautiful and new awaits you. And the last card is, you have the wisdom. That's the High Priestess. You have all of the wisdom you need for this journey. You have the book. That's the book of your life. That's your own Akashic records. You have everything it takes, but it's also saying to you, use your wisdom on this journey. Listen to your inner guidance, your intuitive body, and know that you are ready. The High Priestess to me is a symbol of the divine feminine being really in her own skin. She's ruled mainly by the water signs, primarily Pisces, but I look at the High Priestess as all three of them. I would say Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, maybe a little bit more towards Pisces and Scorpio. So a lot of water energy in this specific messages here, whereas the first pile I thought was very fiery. But guess what? That's how we have to start our journey of love, because fire is about taking that leap, right? We have to be adventuresome. We have to be willing to take a risk into the unknown. And fire in astrology is what ignites us. It's the fire elements, the signs of Leo, Sag, Aries. We have to have courage. We have to be ignited. We have to follow our passion. And then in the messages from pile number 2, I was getting a strong sense of earth energy. And earth is where we can sometimes get stuck, because in our earth energy, we form habits, we form comfort zones, we have a certain way of living that we get very attached to. Earth energies, which are Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, that's where we can form a lot of material or comfort attachments. And so with the messages from pile 2, it was showing us that in order to move into this new energy of love that we're wanting to bring in, we've got to look at our more earthly world and see what it is we need to change, that there's some patterns or habits that aren't serving us anymore, and we've got to let those go. And so now here we have this wonderful water energy that is showing us that we have the inner wisdom, and we have the heart muscle, the heart energy to do this. And it's asking you to follow true love through the heart. So your emotional body is where you're going to be following true love through. Okay? So let's go to the very last messages here. The green Moldavite. Very interesting. I'm really reading this more as an evolution. But again, you may find that one pile or one or two messages from one pile, one or two messages from another resonate more with you. So always take what feels right. So in the very last pile, number 4, we have the goddess Artemis. She's the guardian. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. So again, we're getting some fire energy here. Wonder what happened to the air energy. But the goddess Artemis was the twin sibling to Apollo, the sun god. And she was the guardian of all of the beings on this earth, especially nature and the animals. And her bow and arrow is the bow and arrow of truth. And she had very strong focused intention. She was a manifester goddess. So in the last message here, we're being told that all you need to do is point your arrow in the right direction towards your truth, and you will manifest whatever it is you point your arrow towards. I'm getting a message, though, that the arrow is a representation of Cupid. So Artemis here is playing Cupid, the goddess of love, and that your destiny of love is being guarded. You are being spiritually protected. Your true love journey, your divine counterpart, and you, whether you have one divine counterpart or many, it does not matter. This is being protected by the higher powers. and you are being divinely guided here. So as we get to the end of these messages, we're getting a strong spiritual message that everything on your love journey is happening purposefully, and that every part of it has been protected and guided. So you don't need to worry about it, is what they're saying. So what is the counsel now? The counsel is movement. There, we finally got our air energy. Usher in the new energy that brings about new beginnings. Remain positive to move forward fearlessly. So we've got a message of remain positive, so that's a mental attitude, right? We've got the air energy here now. And air is about being in a mental place of positive thinking, harmonious thinking, remaining positive and optimistic, and to move forward fearlessly. And we've had a lot of messages of the warrior here, the goddess Freya. So the goddesses of courage have been very present in this reading here. And they're going to be very present with us throughout 2022. There's new beginnings in love coming to you. And it's all being divinely orchestrated and protected. And so the last guidance messages for you are actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. That it's time for you to take action in your life. Words are not enough anymore. You've got to show those you love or the one you love how you feel. You've got to express yourself now through action, but it has to be focused and deliberate action. See how from her hand is coming energy? She's also the manifester. You are manifesting this beautiful love into your life right now. And she's riding a raven. The raven is magic. So whatever's happening, it is happening quickly. There is movement here. Action, movement, speed. And let's look at the last message from the romance angels. The situation involves marriage. You are moving into something that involves divine marriage, physical marriage. No matter what, this is a card of commitment. This is a committed partnership that you are either moving into, moving towards, or you are reigniting in your current relationship. You are reigniting commitment. You are moving towards a greater divine union with a true love significant counterpart. Now I happen to pull 2 more cards from the romance angels, but I'm going to put those at the end here. Nope, I'm going to bring them in now. And that this is just like an overview to complete this, because they were at the bottom of the deck, and that was finances and career. So the guidance is that one of the ways to bring in this beautiful union is to really get our finances and career lined up, to be focused on our mission, to know what our mission is, to be on our mission, and to really become financially savvy or financially intelligent. That's one of the messages, okay? The other one is that there might be an imbalance going on in your life because you've been too focused on your money and your finances and your work. You've been a workaholic. You haven't allowed space and time for love to come into your life. And for those of you that have been doing that, the counsel is to balance out this now and let love flow into your life. So 2 different messages with that. That, yeah, there's a concern about finances and career. Wherever you fall in that platform, are you trying to get more money going? Are you trying to manage your resources? Or have you been too stuck on it? Because a divine counterpart is not about someone who fits everything on paper. A divine counterpart is someone that comes from your soul family. This is a divine union that I am doing this video about. I am not doing it about a traditional relationship, which is all about status and career and the white picket fence. I am not making that video for that. I am doing this for the true love. But rest assured, when you're in this true love union, your finances and your career, your mission will come into alignment. Most people do not understand that when you are with that true love, that significant divine counterpart, your missions come together. You can create more abundance when you're in alignment and in the partnership on that deepest soul level than you can in any other partnership on this earth. And that's the final message with that card. And lastly, playfulness. So yeah, we've got career and mission, and then we've got playfulness, which means it's time to play. Don't be so focused on money and career and status. Spend time getting back into nature, realigning with your inner child, play, joy, happiness, that when you recapture your inner child, that's when the romance is going to really come in. So this beautiful messages here, they all align together. And I'm going to put these two over there because they're really a final message for all four piles, okay? That we're working both on play as well as our missions, and that they are both equally significant. And to complete the pile number 4, we have the Queen of Coins. There we go, another financial thing. But the Queen of Coins, Hera, is about a woman or a man who's already made it to a certain degree. You've made an impression in your world. You've reached a level of experience, expertise, financial well-being. You've created your kingdom. And it's now time to share your wealth, share your experience, share your knowledge, because next to the Queen of Coins, we have the 6 of Coins. So it's about wanting to share your well-being, your mastery, your experiences, your wealth, whether it's financial or experience wealth, with someone else. It's time to share your kingdom, to open up the doorways. I love that message. And we're going to complete with the Queen of Arrows. We've got 2 queens here. The Queen of Arrows is someone who knows her wisdom. She's acquired a certain level of detachment in her love life. She's become the observer so that she could retrieve herself from situations that were unhealthy. And she's now the Queen of Arrows because she's learned what it means to be wise and non-attached. And that wisdom and that non-attachment is what is actually creating, along with the Queen of Coins. So for all of you who are feminine or who carry the divine feminine within you, regardless of gender, male or female, if you've been adopting the wisdom, the mental harmony and mental peace, and being very good with your words and your communication, if you've been reaching a place of being a queen in that area or even a king, that's very significant to this journey. But it's also being the queen of your finances and your career. So it's both the physical ramifications and the mental. And in pile number 3, we had the heart, or the emotional. So isn't it beautiful how we get to the end of this story or this evolution, and we end with the queens. And at the very last, we end with the Ace of Wands, a brand new beginning. And I love it because on this Ace of Wands, we have the crown. It's a brand new beginning in love, in creativity, in passion, because in this reading, it's focused on love. So the Ace of Staves or Wands is about creating a brand new beginning in our love life. And this brand new beginning is fueled with passion and fire and divine guidance. Beautiful, beautiful messages. Alrighty, everyone, just keep in mind that these messages are eternal. They're going to be present with us throughout the entire year of 2022. Even though I was looking at these first couple of months of 2022, please do not put a timing onto them, and maybe read it as an evolution and go back to this video throughout the next couple weeks, months, or throughout the year, because I have a feeling that you're going to hear different things when you go back to it. Sending you all so much love.